Hey everybody. All right, so gather around, pop in, say hey when you hit the replay. So I know that you hit the replay. Feel free to ask questions. We're going to talk all things network marketing. Usually at the beginning of the month, I really like to share the opportunity because we have an awesome bonus plan that you can really capitalize when you're first starting out with Ever. But tonight we're going to switch it up a little bit because, someone had posted something about, hey Shantea, somebody had posted something about network marketing and, basically everybody has an opinion on them, right? Some people love them, some people hate them. Why they work? How do they work? And I personally, obviously, happen to love them. And so I'm going to share some things and maybe break some of your fears tonight and maybe help you have a little bit better understanding of this whole business, whether you decide to join a multi-level marketing company, a direct sales company, a party plan. So let's just talk about the differences of those a little bit and just kind of clarify that a little bit. So multi-level marketing is basically, most of those plans are, hey there girl, you do too, you always look beautiful, thank you. So most multi-level marketing plans will really concentrate and focus on, a slight discount on their products and heavily recruiting. And you'll find a lot of like nutritional products, health and wellness companies, those types of companies that are really like a multi-level marketing plan. Ultimately, all network marketing companies basically have some type of a multi-level marketing build to them. Ever is kind of like a party plan. A party plan would have like a hostess plan, hostess rewards, you host parties and that sort of thing. And direct sales is basically any of those companies where you are selling direct to the consumer. So the important thing is whatever company that you're interested in, it has to have a product, to sell, and that's the key, because otherwise the feds are going to come in and shut it down. So if you are joining a company and it doesn't have a product for a consumer to purchase, then you want to be aware. But everything else is totally legit. Let's think about it. Like Tupperware has been in business for how many years? Like hundreds and hundreds of years. Maybe not hundreds and hundreds. Okay, that was an exaggeration, but you get what I mean, okay? So why the hate, right? Why do so many people say they don't work? You just lose money. And some people just literally hate them. Everybody really buys into the positive dream part, though. Everybody wants it to work, right? But then, some people quit and then they trash talk the company because maybe it didn't work out for them. But why is that? Some people just get bitter about it, just downright bitter and hateful. So here's the thing. So I have been doing network marketing now for about a decade. Really, pretty. I mean, some I did more than others as far as working the business. And then my parents were in network marketing for years and did quite well for a little while. So I've always been surrounded by that, and so for me, it's always had like a positive vibe. I've always had a positive and good vibe. My parents had a great experience. They made so many great friendships from the business that they were in. Not only that, but they got tons of personal development and growth just from being surrounded in that circle of people that were interested in pursuing more for themselves and doing better for themselves. And that's really the heart of part of it. But of course you want to make some money too. But and some people lose money at this, right? And I have had my fair share of companies where I have definitely lost money. I would say the previous company that I was in, some companies, they constantly have new products coming out, and in order for you to share them, hi Leslie, in order for you to share them with your consumers, you have to have them on hand to show them and share them, and so you're investing in the product, and so your sales activity has to be higher than your investment in order for you to get a return on your investment. And quite frankly, it's really up to you. I knew that I could be doing more, so I don't blame that company one bit for me not making a lot of money at that company. And then there's other facets to that as well in what works for you in the company that you're with. So the work that you do definitely matters, okay? So you have to be willing to put in the time. You have to be willing to deal with your customers. You have to be willing to share the product. And all these things take time, which is hard when you're working a full-time job, when you're running a family, when you're managing your own business. All these things are hard to juggle, and the reality of it is that you have to squeeze in time for this little entrepreneurship dream that you have in the back of your mind to grow a business. And so some people come into the business just not being realistic about it. And the other things that you have to think about is what does your network that you're selling to want? And I've been, some of you know some of the beauty companies that I've been with. I've done it all. I tried jewelry because I thought I wanted something a little bit easier, but I've done the oils, but I didn't really sell the oils. Some of these companies you just dabble into to get the discount, right? And what's more awesome than just joining and getting a discount? I love that. I sometimes have worked with like 5 different companies all at the same time just so I can get a discount. So there's no wrong or right way to do it. But I understand that it's frustrating if you are trying to make things happen and things aren't happening. But, part of that comes from leadership and training, and you just kind of have to know the right things to do to get your business going. So a couple other things that I just made a note of. Okay, so I did the jewelry, and that was all like, I don't know, the jewelry was gorgeous. The jewelry was beautiful. But it was a higher end line, and I just had issues with selling like just stuff. I still wear the jewelry. As a matter of fact, I've got the earrings on right now. It's gorgeous. I loved it, but I had issues with selling it. So let's see what else. And then I've been in the beauty and makeup, skincare, and scrapbooking, Tupperware for a minute. I always say I sold Tupperware for a minute, and sometimes it's timing too. So it all just depends on what's happening in your life, how much time you can dedicate to it, how much patience and perseverance that you have in order to make it successful for you. And I'll say that in some, the previous company that I was in, they had great products, and I had customers coming back and purchasing, but I could not keep a sponsor. I could, and part of building a network marketing business, the advantage and the full gamut is to build a team where you can get that residual income where they're working as you are continually building your customer base, and just, funneling the people in. So that's kind of how the business works. My network, and I've done this, I've tried just solid makeup companies for myself and for my network before, and it just didn't work. So you have to think about what does your customer base like and want as well. And I'm not, I should clarify, the previous company that I was in, there are women in that company making millions, okay? But I couldn't balance it out. I couldn't make it happen. So, finding the right company is key. So let's talk about some of the keys to success, all right? So number one, you have to have a great product that your network is even interested in, that your network wants. And if you're offering a product that you absolutely are passionate about, which you do have to be passionate about, I firmly believe that you have to be passionate about the product that you're offering. Some people say, anybody can sell makeup if you want to, but honestly, you have to have a passion for it. Otherwise, the fire is going to fizzle at some point in time. So you absolutely have to be joining a company that you are 100% excited about the products and back 100%, because how are you going to handle a customer that has an issue if you really don't care about the product? So you absolutely have to have a great product and something that you are passionate about sharing, because ultimately sharing is selling, right? So, and then you have to be willing to build a customer base. You have to have people that you want to share the product with. And you have to remind yourself that you're in a business. It's a business. So instead of having a brick and mortar building, you have to continually think about, how are people going to know that I'm open today? So you have to think about a customer base and build a customer base, and how are you going to do that? You can do that online. Now, social media is amazing with the outreach that you can get. That's something that I am still working on today. But it's amazing. So amazing tools with having social media. Then you also have, personal one-on-one, coffee chats, just do a meeting or a group meeting or host a social. You have to get yourself out there. When I was with Beauty Control, because they are out of business now, but when I was with them, I kept on telling myself, oh my gosh, I've been a hermit for years and years and years and years. How are you going to, and this is before social media was a thing, how are you going to get to the people and let them know that you're in business unless you are in front of them? So these are things that you have to think about. And with the party plan, that is a great way of keeping that business going, because you have one party and other people book another party. So those are options in keeping that customer base going. And sometimes things don't work out. When I was with a party plan company, my kids were crazy busy, and sometimes you just have to put it on the back burner. So, and that's not a bad thing. You can always pick it back up and work it again. But that's why sometimes people fizzle out too, is just because it takes time and effort and energy to build that customer base. So, the other key to success is it's network marketing. So you're networking with other people. So you actually have to enjoy people. You have to actually be able to tolerate people. You're going to have customers. You're going to have team members. Some people don't realize that this is a people business. You have to have customers, and you have to be willing to help other team members grow and build a business. So if you don't have a tolerance for people, you're probably not going to get very far. But some of those things you can overcome. Maybe it's social anxiety. There are personal development things that you can do to help overcome some of those fears and be successful. But you do have to genuinely, sincerely care about people in order to have some success in this business, okay? It is about relationships. So, and this is just something that I'm constantly working on too. When you're a hermit in your house and you're just busy doing stuff with your kids and you don't get out much, it's hard to build relationships. So I've had to consciously make an effort to get out more, to just be more social, and to make those connections with people, like real, genuine connections. And not because I want to sell them a product, but just caring and developing relationships with people. Because it's also about trust, earning people's trust. If people trust you, you can have like really a not so great product, and because people love you, they will buy it from you. But it's really about the relationships and trust as well. So, and then the other thing that I was thinking about, I had gone to a convention, and we were waiting in the coffee line for the longest time. And I was striking up conversation with another representative there. And at the time, that company had offered some strategic placement, is what they called it, where when somebody joins your team, you could put them under somebody else on their team and layer them under somebody else. This poor woman, so she signed up with the sponsor that she wanted to sign up with, okay? She joined under somebody that she wanted to have lead her. This person bumped her to her downline, who bumped her to another downline, who bumped her to somebody else on their downline, who bumped her to another, like 5 levels down. I just thought that is terrible. Terrible. This poor woman, all she wanted to do, and I don't know, they might have looked at her and maybe prejudged her, maybe thought that she wasn't going to be a, stellar seller, whatever. I'm not sure. But it just really bothered me. So I'm reluctant, or I guess I should just say be leery of companies that have that, and if they do, I would use it very, very wisely, because it's hurtful. It's hurtful if I were to join with someone and then they ended up bumping me down 5 people below because nobody wanted me. That's what I would feel like. I would feel like nobody wanted me. So just remember, when you're looking for a company, look at their comp plan, look at all the details, talk to the sponsor, make sure that you understand that person's motives and what you're getting into when you're joining a team. You got to have some perseverance here. Got to have perseverance, because you're going to run up against obstacles and negativity in every way, shape, and form. And no, don't quit. Don't quit. If you love the company and you love the products, just stick with it. Just do what you can. And give yourself a vision. Can you see yourself at the top, or at least at an executive level? Because let's face it. And I'll tell you this too. Honestly, realistically, in network marketing, it's really maybe, and from what I've seen, and this has really been proven true time and time and again, and some of my past leaders, they've shared and seen the same thing happen in their businesses. But most companies, or most network marketing companies, maybe 1 out of every 10 people that join you are actually going to do anything. Some people buy the kit, and that's fine. That's all that they want is the kit, and they never do a thing again. Some people just buy products, and you're going to love those people because they're your best customers. But basically, 1 out of every, if you can get 1 person to actually work the business with you, you're doing good. So then you have to think, how many people is it going to take for me to get a decent income? And most companies have basically, different levels that you can reach. Many of them call it like the directorship level or executive level, or most of them are director level. So the key is around a $10,000 volume. And every company is different and how you can get there. This company that I'm with right now, volume-wise, I can do a lot more with a lot less bodies than I have with any other company before, but I have, it's a higher line product. So, most people that they're buying a large amount of product all at one time, which is very favorable. So, but if I'm out selling, mascara for $20 a pop, I'm going to have to sell a lot of mascara to be able to get that team volume to $10,000. So those are just some things to think about. So you have to kind of have a vision. You have to have a strong work ethic. Energy is required, and that is something that I have been working on myself personally. I am still a work in progress, but much better than I was 2 and 3 years ago. So your health matters, and you have to make it a priority. So again, I'm not perfect. I am. We won't even talk about that today. We'll save it for another day. Now, and then some people feel like if you're in a ground floor company, that is the key to the success. Now, I will say ground floor companies help, but I have seen many people become successful without having it be a ground floor company. So it all just depends on how hard you're willing to work. Some people have built it from nothing. I have seen some people bring teams over from other companies, and they've really blossomed with the new company that they're in. And, part of that is just the momentum that gets going. But anything is possible with any company that you're in. And I say that really with a genuine heart, because I have joined and used so many direct sales, network marketing, multi-level marketing companies' products that I know that they have great products, and it's just a matter of you working their business, okay? So anybody can be successful. You just have to find your passion product, all right? And of course, you have to know your why. So for me, my why has changed throughout the years. When I first started doing direct sales, and I would say really working it, I've done lots of hobby things, like the scrapbooking thing was a hobby thing for sure. But, working like beauty control, that was, at the time, I had 3 teenagers in high school, and the goal was to stop dipping into the savings account every day for a doggone t-shirt. There's so many t-shirts that you have to buy in high school. But so now for me, it is, I can't stop thinking about retirement, dying and retirement. But also, my husband has been working his tail off for years, and an ultimate goal would be, let's get him retired a little bit earlier so he can enjoy some downtime. So school is not an option for me. It's definitely not going to happen. I'm not going back to college for anything, and I see this as an excellent way to accumulate some residual income. It's going to take some time because I can't work this full-time. I already have a full-time job. So when you look for a company, look for your leadership, look for someone that's genuine, someone that's helpful, someone that cares, someone that is genuinely sincere about working with you. I have seen people just follow other leaders just because they're going somewhere else, and it's always led to like a dead end. So just really be mindful where you're going. You want to look for a great, strong leader, and a company that you are passionate about, not what someone else is passionate about. Someone that you can trust. All right. Chances are you're going to be working with that leader for a long time if you've picked the right company, and that's going to be key. So choose your leadership wisely. So, how long does it take for you to start making money? Well, that just depends. It just depends on your time that you're going to invest in the company, and it depends on the product. It depends on if your network likes it, and everybody is different. Some of you have huge networks and they love you. You could sell a grain of salt and they would follow you and buy anything that you're selling. And for some of us, it just takes a little bit more pedal work to build that customer base and to build the business. So it just takes some patience and some perseverance in getting through it all. So the other alternative to this would be, working your corporate job until you die, until you retire, working up the ladder if they are willing to let you into a promotional position until they don't think that you're good enough for them anymore. You can own your own business, and my husband has done that for years. We have invested quite a bit, thousands upon thousands of dollars. We have been hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt, and it's taken a long time to get to where we are now. I mean, years and years and years. So that's an option for you. And again, you've got all of your taxes, your insurance, and all of the headaches with owning your own business. Okay, so that's an option. But all of those things kind of make it sound like pennies on the dollar when you're joining a network marketing company. And so don't bash those network marketing companies. They are excellent ways for people to have a little bit more residual income, freedom in their lives, financial security, and all these things. And it's changed and evolved so much and through the years as well. But with all those things, we have 2 kits that are available with my company, and we can fit in whatever works best for your budget and whatever you want to do. So if you are thinking that skincare that can transform someone's skin and give them a little more self-confidence and feel good about themselves, if that kind of thing makes you feel good, then you need to check it out. You need to give me a shout out and we'll get you going, okay? So hopefully that kind of breaks some of the stigma on MLMs, direct sales, party plans, all those things, and helps you understand them all a little bit better. So that's it for tonight. Please feel free to give me a shout out if I can do anything for you. Deb Pascor is here. Have an awesome evening.